Look, if you're thinking about listing up for Halloween, like maybe in August or September, honestly, you just might as well forget about it because you're going to be too late, right? It's way too late. You've got to be listing up. I keep saying it. How many videos have I got on my channel? 800. And in many of these, I keep saying you need to be listing up at least 6 months before the time, right? It's way too late trying to get in there a couple of 2, 3 months before because look, there are sellers already out there selling for Halloween and they're actually making sales 6 months before the time. So please, if there's anything that you can take out of this video, is that you need to be listing up early. Now, look, there's a style right now that is trending and it's been trending for a very long time. And I keep saying about styles, it's really important to focus on design styles, right? So if you look at my screen, this is the brushstroke, right? I've spoken about this before. There are 4 panels here of brushstrokes with 4 different design styles in the Halloween sort of theme, right? Now, this is something that is going to be selling well in Halloween. It worked well in summer, it works well in florals, it works well in winter, Christmas, it works well for everything. This is something, the 4 panel brushstroke design, as you can see on my screen, is going to be working very well and selling well in Halloween too. So if you can list up after this video and create this with whatever design AI platform you choose or that is your preferred, then do it and do it quick because you will make sales. Now, obviously, my point is always to focus on um, making sure that you find sellers that are actually making money. So I like validating, and validation is the most important thing. Is things can look good and they might not sell. It's possible. So, this is a really nice design of the 4 brushstroke panels, really cool in the Halloween style, with a sort of vintage, that vintage Western style. Actually, this has got a vintage Western flavor, which is actually a very nice kind of sub niche within it. And this is where also you have to think about sub niching sometimes. When you're doing something for Halloween, it's not just, okay, let me do brushstrokes. It's that vintage brushstroke. And maybe you might have a slightly different angle to it, where you're more focused on the kind of coquette, maybe combination with it. So, definitely think about that. However, you can't guess this. So it's not a guessing game. You need to go away, use something like Everbee or whatever your preferred research tool, and go to product analytics and check out what the numbers are. Check out my other Everbee videos to see how I actually validate if things are making money. But you need to validate and make sure that the actual style that you're doing makes money, right? So, if, say, for example, you found out that this style, the 4 panel brushstroke with that Western style, is making money, then yeah, maybe it's something that you could do similar to, right? Um, but yeah, just to show you, just very quickly, if I go onto Etsy now, just coming back and typing in summer florals, right? You can see that 4 panel design in many different times of the year. So it doesn't have to be a Halloween thing. You can see, here you go. You got the panels here, the brush strokes here. You can see the brush strokes even here, but obviously these are more geared for the sort of summertime or these floral designs, maybe. Um, but they do exist in many different sort of, they're not specific to Halloween, is what I'm trying to say. Look, here we go. Here's some more panels, brushstroke panels. Here we go. So look, you can find these for any time of year. I mean, let's even go to, let's have a look at Christmas, right? Let's have a look at Christmas. Because look, if you're going to be listing up for Halloween, let's say some designs, okay, then I would definitely say you might as well list up obviously for Christmas too. Okay, so I just typed in Christmas PNG t-shirts just to give you an idea. And right at the top, you can see here's a sort of retro Christmas PNG with the 4 panel brushstroke. So like I said, look, if you're listing up for Halloween, to be honest, if I was you, Christmas is around the corner, very close to Halloween time. So you might as well list up for Christmas too. Do you know what I mean? Sooner the better. Can't go wrong. And you're going to find people that are already listing up as well. But here's a very classic example of a sort of retro vintage brushstroke Christmas style, which definitely will be selling, and it's something to do. So my point being is that list early. And you know what, this style, the brushstroke style, the 4 panel, is can be adapted for many times of the year. So as you're going to do Halloween ones, and you know, you type in Halloween and you'll see these 4 panels already there in different styles. They do exist. And do it for Christmas. Think about later on for Valentine's Day and other times of the year where you can adopt this design style and create it for that. Because, like I said, design styles cross over different times of the year, right? These styles work. So, for example, we looked at so many design styles in the past, whether it be that sort of watercolor, that vintage, the retro. There's so many different styles I've spoken about before. The coquette, bow tie, again, many things. And if you kind of try to do as many of these sort of popular design styles within your creations, this is where you are most likely to make the sales, right? And this is the key to selling on platforms like Etsy, is to understand what is trending, what's popular, what the design styles that people want are, and actually creating many of these and having different versions of these. And this is how you gather and you create more sales. Look, and then coming back to Halloween, but what's really interesting about this one, and look, there's 20 plus in a basket. You know, people are buying this already. This is June right now. Doing this video is June, right? July, August, September, October, November. Look how many months it is before the time. People are already buying this. And what you can see is you can see the 4 panels. But what they've done is they've combined, this is a Halloween style, but they've combined the goose style. And the goose, if you did know, is a trending sort of animal within Halloween that's working right well right now. So this is where the gold happens. This is where the magic happens, when you're combining something that is a design style that works with an element or animal like the goose that is working and trending also right now, then adding the little bits of, you know, the ghost in this kind of retro vintage style. This is where it works. And the best sellers understand this. That combination is absolute gold, guys. So, guys, go away, list up right now. And if you did like the video, as usual, please hit the like, subscribe, smash the notification bell so you can get more of these videos in your feed. Take care.